Next to water, tea is the most widely consumed beverage in the world, according to the New York Times. It's been consumed for several thousand years, and it's consumed more and more each year. When selecting what tea you will drink, there are three main types to choose from, which include black, green, and white tea. The tea began its journey towards becoming the most widely consumed beverage about 5,000 years ago, according to FAO.org. Fox News says that it's the most popular drink and its steeping in benefits, offering a healthy and tasty drink. First, I'd like to talk about green tea, one of the main types of tea, which is the most popular. One of the reasons for this is the vast amount of health-promoting effects that it has. Green tea contains polyphenols, which are antioxidants that are highly concentrated and are stronger than vitamin C and vitamin E. Most polyphenols are catechins, which has the greatest amount in green tea, according to ncbi.gov. The long-term consumption of this can be beneficial in fighting against high-fat obesity, type 2 diabetes, risk of coronary disease, and cancer. According to Han Chi, associate professor at the Institute of Nutrition and Food Hygiene, it blocks against nitrosamines, which can cause cancer. It also prevents cell mutation, which has been proven through rat testing. Green tea originated in China and has since spread all over the world. The way that it first started, according to legend, was that Shen Nong, an agriculture and herbal medicine expert, was boiling water using branches from a tea bush when a tea leaf fell into his water. According to the history of Indian tea, this is how tea was made. Next, I'd like to talk about white tea. This also comes from the plant Camellia sinensis. It's specifically the tea buds and the youngest leaves of this plant. It requires great care and effort to produce. Special varieties are tended to for several years before harvest, and it can take 9 to 10 years for them to mature, aging up to 50 years. They're harvested in the early spring and they're hand-picked silver buds. This only happens for a short period of time, and it cannot happen when it's raining out, so it's very rare to be able to pick these, according to the classics of tea. After they are picked, they are then steamed and slowly dried, which makes them the least processed of all the teas. White tea also carries many significant benefits. White tea extract is excellent against fighting against germs. It stimulates the immune system, which fights diseases, according to Milton Schiffenbauer, a microbiologist professor at Pace University. It also can destroy in vitro organisms that cause disease, and it has healing properties that are more effective than even green tea at inactivating bacterial viruses. White tea also has calorie-burning properties that result in weight loss. The EGCG in white tea increases heat production, which increases the amount of calories burned throughout the day for all activities, ultimately resulting in a 7% boost. Lastly, I'd like to talk about black tea. The process for making black tea is said to have been learned from oolong tea, or rather an extension of it. There's 4 basic steps to creating black tea, which starts with withering, where you spread it out for several hours. Then you place it on a bamboo tray where it's wilted until it's limp enough to be rolled without cracking. After that, it is rolled until the leaves are bruised, and you break the membranes to get the chemical substances, catechins, and the enzyme polyphenolase together. After that, it will be fermented for several hours, where the leaves will absorb oxygen. After that, it will be dried, where it's firing under a large metal wok where it sterilizes the leaves. This will get them 80% dry, and then they will need to be charcoal or wood-fired. One of the accounts recording the beginning of black tea is the Wu Yi theory, where tea cakes were made in the Wu Yi Mountains, but the emperor of the Ming Dynasty demanded loose-leaf tea. They made several attempts to do so, however, it turned red as a sign of fermentation. Now that you understand more about the 3 main types, let's review what we covered. It is the second most consumed drink in the worldwide. Tea has many benefits as well as selection to offer. When selecting what tea to drink, there are many various kinds to choose from, and it starts with deciding between the main types of black, green, and white tea, which all have different history, processes, and benefits. The long history started in China and has developed immensely since then, which offers a tasty and beneficial drink.